The United States is at war. Missiles are being launched. Drones are crossing borders. Warships are moving into position across the Middle East. And tensions between the United States, Israel, and Iran are rising by the day. But in the middle of all of this, something unexpected just happened. Something that doesn't look like war. Because while the conflict is escalating, the United States made a decision that surprised analysts around the world. It allowed Iranian oil to enter global markets at a time when military pressure is increasing, at a time when the region is becoming more unstable, and at a time when one narrow stretch of water is becoming the most dangerous location on Earth, the Strait of Hormuz. And what is happening there right now is beginning to change everything. If you're enjoying the content so far, make sure to like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to the channel. And don't forget to hit that post notification bell so you never miss a video. To understand why this moment matters, you have to understand how the world works. Because modern warfare is no longer just about armies and weapons. It is about systems, energy systems, trade systems, financial systems, and the connections between them. Every day, millions of barrels of oil move across the world, fuel that powers cars, airplanes, factories, entire economies. And much of that oil comes from one region, the Middle East. But it doesn't just appear where it's needed. It has to travel through pipelines, across oceans, and through narrow choke points that connect one part of the world to another. And one of those choke points is more important than almost all the others combined. The Strait of Hormuz is a narrow stretch of water that connects the Persian Gulf to the open ocean. At its narrowest point, it is only about 21 miles wide, but through that narrow channel, it flows nearly 1/5 of the world's oil supply every day. Tankers pass through this corridor carrying energy to countries across Europe, Asia, and beyond. Countries like Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, Iraq, and the United Arab Emirates all depend on this route. Without it, their oil cannot reach global markets efficiently, and that means the entire world depends on this one narrow passage. And now, that passage is under threat, because as tensions rise between the United States, Israel, and Iran, the Strait of Hormuz is becoming more than just a trade route. It is becoming a battlefield. Ships are being monitored. Military patrols are increasing, and the risk of attack is rising. Even the possibility of disruption is enough to shake global markets, because in a system this sensitive, fear alone can trigger consequences. And then, the United States made a move that caught attention around the world, a temporary decision allowing Iranian oil to be sold and delivered through global markets. At a time when tensions are rising, at a time when military forces are preparing, and at a time when conflict is expanding. This decision raised a critical question. Why? Why ease economic pressure while increasing military pressure? The answer lies in something much larger than a single conflict. Because this is not just a war between countries, it is a balancing act between conflict and stability. If oil stops flowing through the Strait of Hormuz, the consequences would be immediate. Fuel prices would rise, transportation costs would increase, industries that depend on energy would slow down, and economies around the world would feel the impact. Governments know this, markets know this, and military planners know this, which means every decision being made is not just about winning a conflict, it is about preventing a global crisis. This is where the war changes, because modern conflicts are not fought on a single front. They are fought across multiple domains: land, sea, air, and increasingly the global economy. Iran understands this, and its strategy reflects it, targeting infrastructure, energy systems, and critical supply routes, because disrupting these systems creates pressure, not just on governments, but on entire economies. As tensions rise, military forces are moving closer. Naval ships from multiple countries are now operating in the same region. Patrols are increasing, surveillance is expanding, and the margin for error is shrinking, because in a crowded, intense environment, even a small incident can escalate quickly. What we are seeing now is not a contradiction, it is strategy. Allowing oil to flow while preparing for conflict, maintaining economic stability while increasing military pressure. This is not about choosing one path. It is about managing both at the same time. Because in modern warfare, the goal is not just to fight, it is to control the outcome. If the Strait of Hormuz remains open, the system continues. If it is disrupted, the consequences spread across markets, across countries, and across the world. And as tensions continue to rise, the situation remains uncertain, because what happens in this narrow stretch of water could determine what happens next in this war. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And don't forget to hit that post notification bell so you never miss a video.